You ever seen a man try to rewrite science with attitude? Because baby, Mendeecees Harris just got caught on hidden camera screaming at a licensed doctor inside a DNA clinic like the man was trying to rob him of his legacy, not just his last name and why single quotes all ... The footage is wild. We're talking neck veins bulging, clinic staff frozen like background extras in Grey's Anatomy, and a man who clearly thought he could out-yell the truth. But here's the million-dollar question. Why was Mendeecees losing his mind before the envelope even opened? Why did the doctor look like he'd seen this scene way too many times? And where the hell is Yandy while her Mr. Family First is out here threatening to flip a waiting room table? Look, you thought the drama was over when Erica Mena went live with that baby bombshell? Nah, that was just the appetizer. Because this new leaked footage is the main course served hot, messy, and possibly illegal. Get ready to question everything. You thought you knew about paternity test, reality TV marriages, and how far one man will go to keep his name off a birth certificate. Let's unpack this chaos because the truth. It's leaking in 4K. When the footage first leaked, it didn't even feel real. It looked like a deleted scene from some VH1 drama that never made it past legal review. But nope, it was real raw. And straight up explosive. There was Mendeecees Harris storming into a DNA clinic like it was a courtroom, an episode of Scandal, and a season finale of Love and Hip Hop all rolled into one. The man wasn't just upset, he was pacing like a man on the edge, yelling at a certified medical professional like the doctor was personally trying to ruin his marriage. And the wildest part? The doctor stood there, silent, sweating, like he knew something was about to blow. Because this wasn't just about a baby. This was about a secret Mendeecees thought he buried deep, and now it's clawing its way into the public eye, with camera footage, clinic records, and receipts stacked like a Netflix true crime folder. So let's rewind, because this didn't come out of nowhere. If you've been following the mess, you already know Erica Mena, yes. That Erica Mena dropped a baby bombshell on Instagram Live without a single flinch. No hints, no subtweets, no cryptic captions. Sis came out swinging with a glass of wine in one hand and a baby on her hip, straight up saying, "Ask Mendeecees. He knows." And let's just say the internet did not miss a beat. That clip went viral in minutes, dragging every inch of Mendeecees' timeline into the spotlight. People were pulling up photos, comparing baby features, syncing timelines like it was a CIA operation. But here's where it turns from messy to mind-blowing. After the chaos erupted online, a shadowy clip made its way into the inboxes of a few gossip blogs, and baby, this wasn't just tea. This was boiling evidence. The footage showed Mendeecees inside a private DNA facility, arguing no, exploding at a doctor who reportedly told him something was off with the sample. And let me be clear, this wasn't your typical reality TV meltdown. This was a grown man threatening to go public with some alleged dirt on the clinic itself if the doctor didn't fix the test results. Sir, fix what exactly? Biology? Genetics? The audacity? Because if you're screaming in a paternity clinic, demanding a do-over, something tells me you already know the truth, you just don't want it printed. According to the anonymous source who leaked the video, this wasn't Mendeecees' first visit either. They claimed he'd been there multiple times, once even asking if someone else could drop off the sample for him. Let that sink in. Who drops off a DNA sample for a paternity test? That's not Uber Eats, that's literally the future of a child's identity, and this man was allegedly out here trying to delegate it like a takeout order. But wait, it gets worse. The doctor in the video? He wasn't some random technician. He's reportedly a well-known specialist in paternity testing, the kind of guy who's been subpoenaed in high-profile custody cases. And even he looked terrified. You could see it in his posture, the way he tried to calm Mendeecees down while the cameras kept rolling. At one point, he whispered something to someone off-camera, something that has since become the biggest smoking gun of this whole scandal. He said, "That's the third time he tried to switch the sample. I should have reported this the first time." Third time? Sir, what are we doing? Is this a paternity test or an Olympic event? Because if this man is allegedly showing up 3 separate times trying to outmaneuver science, we're not just talking about drama, we're talking about a full-on attempt to rewrite reality. And let's not pretend this is all happening in a vacuum. Yandy Mendeecees' long-suffering ride or die has been radio silent through all of this, but fans noticed something chilling. Old pictures of the two slowly vanishing from her Instagram. The anniversary posts deleted. Her profile suddenly private. And then the cryptic message she posted to her story, "Loyalty don't live here no more." That right there was the sound of a woman who has finally seen the receipts. And if you thought Twitter was going to let this slide quietly, absolutely not. The reactions have been savage. Yandy held him down through prison, and this is the thank you? Imagine risking it all just to get exposed in 4K by a doctor with a conscience. Sis been loyal to a man who allegedly tried to bribe a DNA clinic, make it make sense. But oh, it doesn't end with public embarrassment. Because now insiders are coming forward one by one like this is some kind of leaked season of Surviving Mendeecees. A woman claiming to be an ex-clinic receptionist posted a now deleted TikTok where she said, and I quote, "He came in sweating like he owed child support and back rent. Tried to pay in cash to make the results say what he wanted. I told him, we're not in Hollywood. Let's just pause for a second. If even half of this is true, we are no longer in the realm of scandal, we're in criminal territory. Because tampering with paternity results isn't just messy, it's potentially illegal, especially if it's tied to court proceedings." And get this, sources close to the situation say Erica had her own legal team on standby during the whole process. She allegedly demanded that the clinic follow strict chain of custody procedures, hired a third-party observer, and even requested video documentation of every single step. Because apparently she knew what she was dealing with. And she wasn't wrong. If the footage holds up and more leaks surface, this might just be the most explosive celebrity paternity case since the Tristan-Khloe saga. Only this time, it's not just a messy breakup or some PR stunt, it's a full-on reputation implosion, potentially dragging down not just Mendeecees, but his entire reality TV empire. Because according to someone close to production, Love and hip-hop executives have already started distancing themselves. One producer allegedly said off the record, "We can't touch this, it's too radioactive." And when your own franchise is side-eyeing you like a liability, baby, that's not reality TV, that's real-life calling. And just when you thought the dust might settle, the plot thickens into something even more chaotic. Because while social media was dissecting every frame of the leaked clinic footage, a new voice entered the conversation, one that sent the internet into a full tailspin. A woman claiming to be a former friend of Erica, Mina, dropped an audio message that allegedly captures a phone conversation between Erica and an unnamed confidant. And in that recording, Erica allegedly admits that the child in question wasn't planned and that she never expected it to go this far. The voice, reportedly Erica's, can be heard saying, "I thought he'd handle it quietly like last time, but now he's acting brand new." That one line was enough to stop everyone in their tracks because, wait a minute, last time? There was a last time? People immediately started connecting dots that hadn't even been visible before, wondering if this scandal is just the tip of a much bigger, more disturbing iceberg. And the more the days pass, the more the receipts stack up. Photos have surfaced showing Erica and Mendeecees together in what appears to be a private suite at a hotel in Atlanta, timestamped just weeks after he and Yandy posted their big vow renewal pictures. So while the world was gushing over their recommitment, Mendeecees was allegedly doing his own off-the-books rendezvous with a woman he publicly had no business being around. Sources say the hotel staff had to sign NDAs after a noise complaint was filed and someone from production allegedly got involved to bury the situation. But someone didn't stay quiet because those photos have since been verified, and the look on Mendeecees' face in one of them is not the face of a man being just friends. He's sitting close to Erica, hand around her back, laughing, unaware that the woman standing behind a cracked bathroom door snapped the image that would eventually break the internet. And it didn't stop there. Once that picture hit the blogs, Erica's camp suddenly went silent, no denials, no clarifications, no rebuttals. Her usual fiery energy was replaced by radio silence, which only fueled speculation further. Then out of nowhere, another bombshell dropped. A leaked voice memo from someone inside the Harris household, reportedly a relative, confirming that the family had already been told about the alleged child months ago. The voice on the tape says, "Yandy knows, but she's trying to protect her brand. She didn't leave yet because she needs to sort the finances." That alone caused chaos across every platform, with fans spiraling over the idea that Yandy might have known and stayed silent not because she believed in her husband, but because she was allegedly trying to manage her public image and protect her business interests. And honestly, who could blame her? After all the years she stood by Mendeecees during his prison stint, ran the household, raised the kids, and kept their family name afloat in the public eye, the betrayal cuts deeper than just infidelity. It's about deception, humiliation, and the years she invested in holding everything together while he was allegedly out here planting seeds with women who had no intention of keeping quiet. Meanwhile, Love and Hip Hop production insiders are whispering that this scandal may have torpedoed a potential spin-off show the couple was negotiating. There were talks of a Harris Legacy series focusing on family growth, parenting, and redemption. Ironic now, considering the allegations flying. And then came the financial aspect. A leaked document surfaced online showing a sudden withdrawal of over $60,000 from a joint business account Yandy and Mendeecees share. The withdrawal happened just 2 days before the DNA clinic footage surfaced, and fans immediately speculated that the money might have been used to pay someone off, or at least to cover up something explosive before it became public. No confirmation yet on where the money went, but receipts don't lie, and that kind of timing isn't just a coincidence. On top of all this, Erica's name has now been linked to a series of anonymous accounts that have been privately messaging bloggers offering to share unreleased material for the right price. One blogger claimed they were offered a never-before-seen text thread between her and Mendeecees, allegedly filled with pet names, travel plans, and even messages where he promised he'd make it official soon. If those messages get out, it's over. Not just for his marriage, but for his entire reputation, brand deals, and public standing. And let's not ignore the fact that VH1 hasn't aired any new promo materials featuring Mendeecees since the scandal broke. Some of his previously scheduled appearances have been postponed, which in reality, TV language might as well mean scrubbed. Fans who've attended recent tapings say the cast is being told not to mention the paternity story on camera, suggesting the network is trying to contain the damage. But social media isn't so easily controlled, and now even verified accounts are getting involved. One notable reality star commented under a Shade Room post, "Some of these men be family men online and family wreckers offline. Let's not pretend." That's the tone of the entire internet right now, disgusted, disappointed, and dissecting every detail with surgical precision. Yandy hasn't released an official statement, but she was spotted recently at a charity event noticeably without her wedding ring and without Mendeecees anywhere in sight. And while some tried to frame it as just a busy night, the paparazzi photos don't lie. Her expression looked distant, her posture closed off, and when asked about the scandal, she reportedly told one reporter, "I'm focusing on what matters right now. My children, my peace, my truth." Which sounds a whole lot like a woman preparing to move on. And if she does, the fallout is going to be monumental. Because Mendeecees isn't just losing a wife, he's losing the one person who shielded him from the full weight of his own choices. And once that shield is gone, there's no telling how deep the consequences will go. And now, as everything begins to crumble in real time, the silence is turning into strategy. And what once looked like petty drama is revealing itself as a full-blown unraveling of reputations, alliances, and carefully curated public images. Because the people closest to the situation, those who were once quietly watching from the sidelines, are now stepping forward with receipts, screenshots, and stories that are blowing holes in every excuse Mendeecees and Erica ever tried to float. A new wave of leaked texts allegedly show Mendeecees begging Erica to keep things between them, and promising that once things settle down with Yandy, they could start fresh, which completely undercuts his previous narrative that he was caught off guard or that the situation was being exaggerated. And the kicker? These messages were timestamped just days before he took Yandy on that public date night to show the world they were good, meaning this man was allegedly living a double life in real time while performing his loyalty for social media. Fans are outraged not just at the betrayal, but at the sheer manipulation of it all. Meanwhile, Yandy's movements have become even more telling. She's no longer posting about Mendeecees, no longer including him in her business promotion content, and sources close to her inner circle say she's quietly meeting with lawyers not just for divorce consultation, but to untangle their financial partnerships. It turns out Yandy and Mendeecees co-own multiple properties, some of which were reportedly put under shell companies during his incarceration to protect their assets. Now those protections are being peeled back, and Yandy is allegedly looking to secure full ownership of the businesses she built while Mendeecees was behind bars. One insider claimed she said, "I carried him when he had nothing. Now he wants to act like he built this? Not on my watch." The energy is shifting, and it's no longer about just saving face, it's about reclaiming what's hers. And Erica? Well, she's gone from being defensive to full-on cryptic. Her Instagram story recently featured a quote that read, "Truth always comes to light, even if it takes years," followed by a black screen with just the word "soon." Fans are speculating that she may have more receipts, voice notes, texts, maybe even surveillance footage, and that she's holding onto them as leverage, or possibly preparing to monetize the story. Some say she's in talks with a popular podcast to spill everything, while others believe she's negotiating with a network for an exclusive tell-all special. Regardless, the silence from her end is now being interpreted as calculated patience, and everyone's watching her next move. The court of public opinion, however, has already rendered its own verdict. The betrayal, the alleged child, the hidden meetings, the financial secrecy, it's all too much for even the most loyal fans to overlook. Mendeecees' comment sections have been flooded with angry messages, with many accusing him of never truly valuing the woman who held him down during the darkest period of his life. Some fans are even calling for VH1 to cut ties with him entirely, citing how his actions reflect poorly on a brand that constantly preaches growth, redemption, and family values. Yandy, once seen as the backbone of the love and hip-hop franchise, is now being embraced with a level of support that borders on ferocious. Her fans are rallying behind her with the same energy she once used to defend her family, and some are even suggesting that she deserves her own solo project, something to show how women can bounce back from public betrayal with grace and power. Industry whispers are already swirling that production teams are pitching new formats centered around single-boss women in the aftermath of high-profile breakups, and Yandy's name is being floated at the top of that list. But behind the scenes, the emotional toll is still unfolding. One friend of Yandy's told a blog that the hardest part for her isn't the cheating. It's realizing that everything she fought so hard for, everything she defended, may have been rooted in a lie. That while she was sacrificing, organizing, parenting, and managing the brand, Mendeecees was allegedly out here building secret lives with women who were never meant to be part of the story. And the irony is brutal because now the side story has become the headline, and the man she tried to protect from judgment is the one bringing her name the most shame. There's also the looming question of the DNA test. While no official confirmation has been made public, multiple insiders insist the results are in and that they do confirm Mendeecees is the father. If that's true, it would not only cement the betrayal and biological fact, but also trigger a whole new set of legal and financial consequences, including potential child support arrangements, custody negotiations, and public disclosures that could destroy whatever shred of credibility he still has left. Meanwhile, Erica's exes are chiming in with their own commentary, some with smug satisfaction, others with passive-aggressive jabs. One even posted a meme that read, "Some lessons come with a price. Others come with receipts," and tagged. Nobody but everybody knew who he was aiming at. It's a mess, and it's only getting messier. What began as a few whispers has now exploded into a full-fledged scandal that threatens to collapse everything Mendeecees and Yandy spent years building. Trust has been shattered, alliances are shifting, and with every new leak, the cracks in their once picture-perfect image widen until there's nothing left to salvage. And through it all, the audience watches equal parts horrified and hooked, because scandals like this don't just end quietly. They implode, leaving behind wreckage, headlines, and a legacy forever tainted by the truth that refused to stay hidden. If you've been keeping up with this explosive drama, you already know this story is far from over. The lies, the receipts, the betrayals, it's unfolding faster than anyone imagined, and we're diving deeper with every update. So don't just watch from the sidelines, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on your notifications so you never miss a single twist. We're breaking it all down with the real tea, the raw emotions, and the behind-the-scenes truths that everyone else is too scared to say. And we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let us know whose side you're on, what you think about those leaked messages, and if you believe the DNA bombshell changes everything. Your voice matters here. And if you're really about that life, share this video with your crew and keep the conversation going, because once this story hits its next peak, trust us, you'll want to say you saw it unravel in real time. This isn't just gossip, it's a movement, and we're leading the charge. Stay locked in, stay loud, and get ready, because this story is only getting darker, deeper, and more dangerous. Let's go. Go.